Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning and welcome. It's Nurse Richard, the Wax Wizard. Thanks for joining me. An interesting and frustrating one today. This one drove me absolutely round the bend. Now, this is a fine-end tube here. The reason for that is this lady fully admitted to shoving my old mate, Buddy the Cotton Bud, right down her ear canal and pushed it right onto her eardrum and in the recess. And again, like some others do, as soon as you see ones like this, you go, oh my God, not again. Except I've had a lot of them recently. And I don't know why, but even more than normal. You know, say in an average day, I might see anywhere between 8 and 15 people. And I'd say about a quarter or a third of them, it's all self-inflicted. They've all been poking stuff in there. Usually a cotton bud, but still the common thing, especially among the older generation, things like hair clips or bobby pins, I think they're known as, pencils, screwdrivers. Once found a pencil eraser in someone's ear, believe it or not. I was fishing around in there and I said, mate, there's something blue in your ear and I've got no idea what's going on. Why have you got something blue in your ear? And he said, oh, so there was one in it after all. I said, what do you mean? Was one what? He said, well, a couple of years ago, I got a really itchy ear and I felt I had to scratch it. The only thing I had to hand was a pencil with a rubber on, eraser, depending where you're from. So he poked it in it, give it a good scratch, pulled it out, and he looked at the end of it like that. He thought, I don't know, was there a rubber on the end of that one? I'm not entirely sure. Because they have the little metal case where the rubber sits on, don't they? I'm aware rubber means something else in the US. We call them rubbers. That's what it is. It rubs things out. Mind you, I suppose your version of a rubber does the same thing as well. It kind of rubs things out. Anyway, I digress. And he said, so there was one on the end of it. And I said, what do you mean? He said, yeah, he scratched it, pulled it out, didn't know if there was one in there. And that was 2 years before he came to see me. I've put a lot of oil in here, as you can see. That was 2 years before he came to see me. And it had been in there this whole time, accumulating wax around it. Needless to say, he won't be sticking any pencils in it again. Car keys is a common one. Hear that a lot, especially men of a certain age. What else? A Harry Potter wand. Somebody popped in not long ago. I think I've said that in another video, but it still tickles me. I don't know why they were expecting to magic the wax out by sticking a Harry Potter wand in. I have no idea. It didn't work anyway. So as you can see, this one here, been having a right old argument with what I was trying to do when you saw me messing around at the side of it on the left-hand side. I was trying to separate it from the canal wall because that's where the recess is around that bend there. And if I could separate it a little bit, when I put the oil in, the oil can sneak around the side of that and hopefully get underneath it and make it a bit more, a bit easier to pull out. And it worked to some extent. But now I've realised that the best spot to grip this with is at the base of it here and try and lift it up. And gets there in the end. Anyway, it's a glorious day. I'm looking at the window here. I know you can't see that. Glorious day here in the UK, in the northwest of England, which hasn't happened very often this year. I'll be honest, it's been one of the most miserable winters we've ever had. And one of the wettest on record. It's just been absolutely peeing down. I didn't want to say another word then. I'm not allowed to say that. Rhymes with hitting. And yeah, everywhere it's just been a horrible, muddy, boggy winter. It's been horrendous. I'm sure some of you had worse weather than us, but us Brits were a bit obsessed about the weather. We like to moan about it a lot. Because where I'm from, I have a particular obsession with it. It is because we're quite close to Manchester, and Manchester's got this reputation of being just wet, dull, miserable, grey, and raining all the time. Which it is a lot of the time, I'm not going to lie, but it is not the wettest place in the UK, believe it or not. I think the wettest small place is a small village in Snowdonia, which is a mountain range in the north of Wales. Oh, I just broke apart that, frustrating. The wettest region, I believe, is the southwest of the country, not the north, not the northwest where we are. And I think the wettest city is Cardiff in South Wales. But I think they get the most volume as regards the city. So it's not Manchester at all. I don't even think it's in the top 10 actually. But I think that the rainiest place, as for quantity of rain, for the amount of rainy days you get, is Glaswegians. And I think how many days, I did write it down once, 170 days a year. So that's pretty much half the year, isn't it? It rains. It's still a lovely place, don't get me wrong, don't let me put you off visiting there, because you absolutely should. But yeah, it's very wet. But it's absolutely beautiful outside today. It's a balmy 20 degrees, which for this time of year in the UK, in this area, it's pretty good. All of those living in a hot climate saying, ooh, that's freezing that. Then shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. We do have some funny sayings around here for the weather. Raining cats and dogs. I've never seen cats or dogs falling from the sky, but that's a really popular saying around here. And when it's cold, you don't say it's cold, you say it's cowed. I don't know where it comes from. We actually had hailstone last week, which was, it's mad. It's mad. It never knows what it's doing. You quite often in the UK, you'll hear the expression 4 seasons in one day. It means it can rain, snow, hail, be glorious sunshine, and have a gale in the same day. It can never make its mind up. It's very indecisive, the British weather. Doesn't know whether it's coming or going. But today it's cracking the flags. That's another saying. You don't know what that means. The flags, paved stones. You might know them as sidewalks. That hot. It's cracking flags is what we'll call it. It's not quite that warm, but it's nice to finally get a little bit of sunshine and warmth. It's the first time I've left the house today without wearing a coat on, which is first. And considering it's May, that's ridiculous, isn't it? Finally got there with this, as you can see. I had a right good old argument with that one, but it didn't beat me in the end. I'm just going to mop up a tiny little bit on the outside there, and there's a good look at the eardrum. It's a bit angry, this one. Well, it will be, because she poked that thing all the way down there. It's going to be a little unhappy, but that'll soon settle down. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry for my little rant about the weather. Like I said, us Brits were a bit obsessed with it. But for now, take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Ta-da! Whoa, what's going on here? Oh, yeah, I was supposed to slide that way. Whoa, no.